Hey everyone, I have a whole lot going on here and I thought I should clean this up before I start making a video, but I thought no, let's just be real. This is real life here. Firstly, I'm going to put on some hand cream that has cortisone in it because I am allergic to some of the stuff that I work with and it's making me have itchy hands. Anyway, I got tons of stuff going on. It is, what is it? Is it Monday? It's Monday. It is hot in California. We have this burst of heat wavy kind of thing going on. We also woke up the other day to thunder and lightning, and I'm like talking serious thunder and lightning. I don't think I've ever seen a show like that before. It was quite impressive, very beautiful. I opened up my windows and opened up my blinds and I just laid in bed like at 4 o'clock in the morning and just watched it for hours. And it caused some weird thing happening. I don't know if this is like something that happens in other places, but I've never heard of it before. It caused something called a fire-nado. I am not even joking. We don't get tornadoes here, not in my lifetime. The intense heat mixed with the thunder and the lightning, we got like bursts of rain, but it was like short-lived. But all of that with all of the dry grasses and stuff on all the Northern California hills started fires. And so where I live, we've got a lot of fires burning. So we were shelter in place, but now we're really shelter in place. Lots of smoke in the air. So if you weren't wearing your mask before, you're wearing it now for all different kinds of reasons because that smoke is terrible. Yeah, it's been like weird and crazy. And we got this warning about these fire-nados, and I saw pictures of fish in the sky. Pretty weird. So I have not been working out in my studio during the day because it is just too darn hot. There's no way to cool it down here. I have a fan on. I kept like hosing myself down. I put a cool towel on my neck and I just said, oh, this isn't worth it. So I waited until, I don't know what it is, like 8 o'clock now, and it's still hot out here, but it's bearable. So I'm gonna come out here and do a little goofing around. So this needs to get put away. This is my journal, and it got kind of gross because I took it with me camping, which I will talk about in a second, and I lost it. Now, it's the first time in my entire life that I ever lost a journal. I don't know if anybody knows this, and it's probably not all that important, but I've been keeping a journal for 35 years. 35 years. I don't know, maybe it's a sickness, I don't know, but I journal every single day, and so I go through journals a lot. I have giant tubs full of journals, those big storage tubs. I don't know what to do with them. They're just stacking up in my garage. But anyway, this was the first time I had ever lost a journal, and I was losing my mind about it. I couldn't sleep. It was crazy business. And I accidentally found it. It was here in my studio in a weird place. I would have never put it. I must have just absent-mindedly stuck it there, but it took me a couple of weeks to find it. And I found it. So that's exciting. I don't know. Maybe it's not. The other thing was we went camping. I don't know if you saw my videos, and I still like have to do a before and after kind of video for the camper, but I bought a vintage camper so that we could go out and do some camping and get away and be out in nature and all that kind of stuff, and kind of fixed it up super quick, got it for a really good price, and we took it up to Shasta Trinity Lake area. Very, very beautiful part of the world, and it was 106 degrees, I believe. Yeah, we didn't have electricity. We did have water, which we didn't know we were going to have, but we did have water. There were 1 billion mosquitoes, and it was beautiful. Now, there were some great things and some not great things. The not great things were that because of all of the wildfires over the last couple of years, a lot of the most beautiful spots that I remember were just dry and like these black stick burnt trees for miles. It was so sad to me. I know that more stuff's gonna grow there, and you know it'll be beautiful again, but oh, it was just sad to see. The other thing that wasn't so great was that because of COVID, a lot of places where you would normally swim were closed or limited. so we didn't get to like jump in rivers and lakes and stuff. So that was a bummer. We did find a little swimming hole that kind of locals knew about, and somebody told us about it. We went down there. When we went down there, there were 2 people there. I think they had been there for a while. When they saw us coming, they kind of left and gave us our time. And then we did the same when we saw more people coming. We kind of left after we had had our time and let somebody else have their time. And it's, you know, it's a pretty large area. There's snakes and frogs and things, and, you know, a big log you can walk across. It was runoff. It's snow melt. And so it's freezing cold. So it doesn't make for a great swim, but it makes for an awesome cool off. So that was probably the highlight of our trip. We really loved that. We brought some watermelon down there and a little bit of lunch, and we just, you know, kind of relaxed in the water till we were frozen, and then got out and warmed up and did that over and over again. And there was a camp host where we camped. We chose a campground that only had 12 spots. They're only filling to half capacity, so that there's an empty space, a campground, an empty space, a campground, so people aren't next to each other. There was a shower and a bathroom. Because of our trailer, we were self-contained, so we didn't need to access those. And 3 or 4 days without a shower isn't going to kill anybody. I did bring a solar shower, which is this big giant plastic bag that you fill up with water and you hang in a tree, and the heat from the air warms it up, so late at night you can just kind of wash off and shower in the forest under some trees. It's really fun. Your feet stay muddy, but the rest of you gets clean and it feels good. But we did have a campground host, and if you don't camp, you probably don't know what that is, but if you do camp, you know what it is. Usually get to live there with their RV or their camper or whatever. Usually it's a retired couple. They camp out for a while, and in return, they kind of make sure that the campground is safe, and people have maps, and people have clean bathrooms and toilet paper, and they make sure that you're not burning things you shouldn't be burning and all that good stuff. And the guy who was our campground host made it very clear that he was anti-mask, which I'm not even sure if that's cool, but we didn't make a big deal out of it because we were out in the woods. We weren't wearing masks because we weren't near anybody. We were just with ourselves. It, to me, was just like being at home, right? Oh, and before, wait, put a pin in that. This is some other cool news. Look what I just got. Very cool. Oh, it's 7:54. It is almost 8 o'clock. I just got myself a new iPad Pro. I had one, but my son is using it to design merch, and he's always on it, and I never get a chance. And then my laptop is always being used by my little guy for school, so I am stuck without a device other than my phone. I need to work, so, and I bought some new bags today. So back to the campground thing. On the day we were leaving, and we didn't have a lot of interaction with him. Usually they check in on you and stuff, and we didn't see him the whole time, but the day we were leaving, we had very close contact with him. For some reason, he felt the need to get in close, and he was not wearing a mask, and he let us know that he was sorry he hadn't been checking in with us and hadn't been more attentive, but he'd been sick for the last couple of days, and he was really feeling rough, and he just, you know, didn't have the energy. And I said, oh, that's lovely, as I'm backing away and shooing my kid away, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, masks are in the car. I was just trying to let him know I was not comfortable with him being sick in close proximity. He was one of those people who just like, I don't believe all this virus stuff, you know. So I said, maybe you should go get tested. And he said, well, I don't know if I need to go get tested because I'm out here in the woods. I'm not around anybody. Except last weekend, I did go to the casino and blow $500. What a dumb thing that was to do. And I was thinking, yeah, who goes to a casino during a pandemic? But he didn't think that was the problem. He thought losing the $500 was the problem. So all the way home, I was just a nervous wreck thinking, oh my gosh, I think I've just been exposed to somebody with COVID. What a jerk. That was irresponsible. So far, we're all well, so everything's okay. Maybe he was just hungover. I don't know. I went to the Japanese dollar store, which is one of my favorite places on the whole planet. Don't ask me why. I'm guessing most of this stuff is made in China anyway, but it's just super, super cute. And I got my daughter a shower cap. She thinks it's very funny to put a Target bag on her head and take a shower. She likes to drive me crazy, so I got her a proper shower cap. And I got some toothbrushes. Now, I had ordered a huge box of toothbrushes, and I give a toothbrush away with every baby and a little container of hair conditioner. And I know people probably think it's odd. Why is she giving me a toothbrush? Well, honestly, it's the best thing to brush these babies' hair with. Sometimes the bristles are a little bit stiff, but if you go for like a cheapy toothbrush, the bristles are a little bit softer. And I like it that these are all wrapped up. And they're in these pretty blue colors. I really like that. And they weren't very expensive. I only got a few because I'm really looking for some of those nice bamboo or wooden toothbrushes. I like the way those look, but I want to be able to get a whole case of them so I don't have to keep ordering and keep ordering. But these will tide me over for just a tiny bit. Let me get all these heads out of the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. I am just stuffing heads that I just finished. That's Aria. Here's Joseph. I usually do him as like maybe a dark blonde or maybe a ginger, but I think he looks great with kind of olivey skin and darker hair. And this guy needs his hair brushed. This is, who is this? This is Autumn. Now, I wasn't like super like, wow, I've got to have that scalp. That's so cute. I love that baby. But I got her because she was, you know, a new reborn, and I didn't have her yet. And I thought we'll just add her to the baby kit closet. And I was painting her and everything was going great. And then once I started painting her hair and rooting her hair, I thought, oh my gosh, she is so darn cute. I am totally gonna put this baby on my favorite reborns list. Let's see who else is. This is Little Pip by Cassie Brace. He looks bigger in pictures, and right now when I'm videotaping him, I'm looking at him in the monitor. He does look bigger, but he's such a little tiny guy. And all these babies got dark hair this round. Very auburn dark hair. I like it. It was fun. I ordered some blonde and some light brown hair, but it hadn't come in yet. So I said, let's go for this. And I'm happy I did. This is another new Real Born by Bountiful baby. This is Christopher. He is super, super cute. His hair is a little bit lighter than the babies I just showed you. It's kind of a, it's brown, but it's a little auburn, but lighter brown than the other babies. Super cute baby. I'm gonna be assembling these babies this week. And oh, this baby's driving me crazy. This is Zuri Awake, and I gave her a side glance and put her eyes in, glued them in, and I think I didn't wait long enough for them to dry before I filled her head, and her eyes moved. I am so doggone angry. So I'm gonna have to undo everything, X-Acto blade out that eye, and reset it. Grr. Some babies have eyes that are not easy to set, and that's one of them. Now, let's talk about my project I'm going to do. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I have a bunch of baby heads. And I think I'll put a clip in right here of me going out to my garage closet. So here is a peek at my kit closet. It's actually 1/4 of my garage. We just built like a little room out here, and the big slider opens up half of it. The other side has shipping stuff. And I got this great idea because this box is kind of getting full, and it does once in a while. I made a bunch of cuddle babies, and so I have a bag full of limbs, torso, some more belly plates, but I have a ton of heads in here. Not a ton, but maybe like 12, I don't know, maybe less. I was just gonna Frankenstein some babies together and take those random heads and mix them with these random limbs and see what I came up with. But I got another idea, and I'm kind of excited about it. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a try. I just need to find some cute heads for it. That's actually a really cute head. And I labeled them all, and lots of them are really big. Like, this is Nicholas. He's a really old sculpt we have here. I'm just gonna have to pick out some heads. That would be a good head. I know this kind of looks morbid, like heads and arms and legs, and this is something only a reborn doll artist can appreciate. Not a lot of people have this going on. That is a really cute head. So I'm gonna go through this box of heads. I'm gonna pull out 6 heads, and I'm gonna use those to make an interesting baby project.